Well, today we were going to fit this engine in the Goldeneye Chieftain, but we are waiting on the seal that we're having remanufactured, which is turning out to be quite a problem to get, and we don't have time to wait for the time that they say it's going to be here in. Also, the fuel pump has lost its timing, and it's not just a normal case of just lining some marks up and away you go. You have to spill time it off number one injector, which isn't a problem, and we have got all of the manuals, but the reality is we need to get this Chieftain running and driving, ideally today. It's Monday today, is it? It's Monday today. We are hoping to get all the Chieftains on site by Friday. So we don't have any time. If we don't get the engine in today, we're not going to have enough time to mend any other faults. So if there's anything wrong with the electrical system or anything like that, we're not going to have time. So we've got another idea. So we're going to put this one to one side for now. We will get that engine running in another video. But what we've gone and cheated, we've gone to our stores and we've got one of our other takeout engines that we know is okay, which isn't the best engine in the world. The clock stopped working at it's got 146 shown on the clock. That is times by 100,000 revolutions. So it's done a bit, and the clock stopped working at that. So it's had some, but we do know that this engine was a runner driver. Didn't have the most power in the world, but it'll be good enough. So we're going to chuck this in at temporary today. Fingers crossed everything else works, because we have no idea if the gearbox or anything works on this vehicle. We know how seized up the tracks are. So we're going to put this in it today. What could possibly go wrong, and see if we can get that thing to move for the first time in probably since the film was made, whenever that was. I will find out and put it on the screen. Since the Goldeneye, James Bond Goldeneye, it was Goldeneye, wasn't it? Yes. Yeah, since the Goldeneye film was made. I think that was the last time that vehicle ran, and it's done a lot of sitting around in the rain since then. So if we get the engine in and it actually drives without any bother, I'll be really, really shocked. So what we're going to do now is take the flywheel thing on the gearbox someone had fiddled with. So what we're going to do is just going to take that off and put another one on that we know is balanced and okay, because what they've done is they've lost all the bolts. Typical of people that work on things, they take it to bits, lose all the bolts. It creates a real problem. It's better when a vehicle hasn't been molested, as we say. It's better when a vehicle's not been touched. But unfortunately this one has been touched, and lots of things have been done quite questionably. So we're going to just try and address everything we can as we see it. We also know that it's been stood a long while, so I'm going to take the fuel pump out the bottom of the hull, where you have the main fuel tanks on the sides, and then they drain down to a lower fuel tank, and then it pumps from there to the engine. That's bound to be full of poo. So I'm going to take that out while the engine's out, get that clean, give that a good clean out, and then we know that when we put the engine in, the fuel system should be relatively clean. So Jack's also repaired the engine oil sump, again because it's been sat outside in the rain for so long. The actual sump sits on some like old foam. The foam fills up with water and then rots the bottom of the tank out. It's a very common Chieftain thing. So we've mended that. So Jack's going to put the sump in. I'm going to take the pump out and clean it, and the tank, and then we'll start getting on with the engine. Jack has now fitted the unmolested flywheel. That hasn't had all the bolts fall out of it, so that's on and good. Now I am going to remove, this is the engine's main fuel pump. I take that out, and that is the fuel tank, and I'm just going to wet vac in there, because all of the fuel tanks all drain into that, and then from that tank it then pumps from that line there to the engine. So that's the bit that always fills up with poo, and it's quite hard to get at when the engine's in. So I'm going to whip them bolts out, pull that out, and do that now. And then bolts are out now. Let's see what the pump looks like. Actually, it doesn't look awful. How much poo's in there? Amazingly, don't look bad at all. That's unbelievable. If I hadn't checked, that would have been absolutely thick to the brim. Normally, or quite often, there's about an inch almost, or half inch of sludge on the bottom of there. And that one is actually in pretty good condition. Yeah, burn me now.
Looking on 24 first, yeah?
Yeah, so we've got the jump pack on now. We're going to see if we've got any power. Any lights?
No lights yet.
I can hear something making a click.
Fuel pump's ticking at the back.
Donkey engine fuel pump.
Ah.
Yeah. So we've got no dashboard lights are working, though, are there?
Nothing yet, no.
Just work the isolator on enough. Not a bean, is there?
Keep coming! Keep coming! Swanky old box.
Swanky. Make this a lot easier.
So much fun noise.
Oh, there's grease on it. The grease has got hot and melting down the boom, I think, and it's putting in the teeth. The gussie's turning slightly.
Baggish.
Huh?
Oh, just come to me a touch.
Yeah.
Up.
Gonna extend in a bit.
No. Right. Go down with the line now with the hook.
Well.
Keep going, nice and steady. Right, hold it there a minute, I'm going to get in with it. When you're ready, down nice and slowly.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Hit my side.
That felt pretty good.
Yeah.
I suppose we'll see now if we can get any bolts in there. Let me start to get a bit done.
No, I'm already on it.
Okay, I'll see if I can get two in my side.
Right liner in.
Yeah? Where are my? Oh, there. both gone straight in.
I think we need to go and put the numbers on the lottery. That went a bit well. Yeah, that did go a bit too well, didn't it, really?
Like we'd rehearsed and got everything ready before we started.
Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah.
Bit of an heart attack prep, that's what we did. Just hand him that little bar a minute, we'll just push this front bit forward.
There he is. Evenly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love these. Go on, it's going. These are the crappiest part of this job. Oh yes. It's not even that far off. I could almost get bolted. Have you got both bolts or just...
I don't know, to be honest, where any of the bolts are.
Dad's still getting a bit done.
Done.
Right, I've got the engine services all connected. It's like your 24 volt. There's two off because you've got 4 batteries in the front.
Aye. I've got the engine services connected. I've done all the fuel pumps.
And I've also tightened all the bolts up.
Jack's managed to snap the one thing off. That's the only thing
Jack's managed to snap the spill line off
Yeah.
to the return to the fuel tank, so I'm going to have to mend that. Next thing to go on down this end is the 2 pipes that then connect to the oil, the feed and the return. They need to go on, then we can start putting some oil in it, prime the engine, take that middle one off, jump some engine oil through there, and there's another bolt under there like that. Pre-oil the engine before we start it. Fingers crossed it will start. Yeah, getting there. Right, so Jack is...
Did you get that other bit of pipe? Oh yeah, you did.
Jack is just fitting up the oil feed and return pipes. I'm going to go in and take the dashboard out because that is very poorly and swap it for a better one. So while Jack works outside in the scorching heat, I've appointed myself the job of taking the dashboard out because we don't seem to have any dashboard. It's just a weird noise down there. And not a lot else going on. So I'm going to swap that out for a better unit. It does look like the old water's got in there. And we'll see what happens then. So it seems there's some weird switch wired into the back of the dash. And someone's spliced into the cables here, there and everywhere with these awful blue connectors. So I'm going to do the honourable thing, because nothing works, and get rid of that and put it back to standard. And see if I can see anything else that's been meddled with. This could be a real nightmare to fix. Remove Go-Go Gadget's amazing wiring and put it back to standard. But still, nothing on the dashboard. So I'm going to have to swap this. And I think the plugs are all corroded to hell at the back. So this could be a real nightmare now. So I took the dashboard down and I've took the lid off. I think you can see the problem why none of the electrics is working. The dashboard relays all the electric from there to various other places, which doesn't seem to have any power anywhere else. And this could be the problem. And it looks to me like this driver's hatch has been left open, water's made its way down and got inside there and then couldn't escape, which is really fantastic. Now, I've started to try and unscrew these plugs, but the aluminium is corroded together, so I can't actually unscrew that, which is, oh, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to see how many of these plugs I'm actually going to undo. Oh, that one's undone by hand, that's amazing. And it looks like I'm going to have to do a lot of soldering in a minute if this doesn't work, which is what I don't want to do. That's going to take hours. It's taken me about 2 hours, but I've got that dashboard out. And here's the state of some of the connectors. Yeah, this is not good. After a large-scale fight with the wiring loom, I've changed the dashboard. We now have, hard to see, but lights are in fact working. We've got a dashboard that's working, got temperature, got gearbox, got an indicator not working, back lights are working. Let's try going up a gear. Yeah. We have gears. We have a dashboard. We have lights that are working, so we even have some of the some of the donkey pump working. So yeah, cool. I think next thing now is batteries, fill it up with oil, and get ready for a start. Jack is now fitting the throttle. He's fitted the exhaust pipes. I'm going to fill it up with oil now. Then we'll crank it over with no fuel till we get oil all going round, if it cranks over. Then we'll add some fuel and see what happens. Nice. How you getting on there?
Oh, really, really well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's not took a minute to do this, has it?
No.
Let's try and get a Chieftain tank running and driving in a day that hasn't driven in 25 years.
I'll tell you what.
That's another one of my brilliant ideas.
It was, wasn't it?
It's only 6 o'clock now. We started, what time do you reckon we started?
Well, we probably started about 9 o'clock.
Excellent. You must always put oil down there to prime the pump. If you don't do that, you will the engine.
Always.
Always, and this one. Let's have that off and prime that as well. Yeah, let's not bagger it up the first time.
I'm trying to explain to people how not to bugger it up.
Don't break it, and then this is how we broke it. That ain't been off for a day too. Ooh.
You need a hammer?
No, I've done it. I just skinned all my knuckles in the process. Pop some in there, and then I'll take the middle off there, and I'll pop some in there as well, and then, then she's ready for a start. Right, so I've put all this engine in by myself without Joe helping at all. And we're at the stage now where we're going to see if it'll crank over on the electrics, which haven't been brilliant on this tank so far. Jack is going to look over here at the engine oil pressure gauge and see if that goes up. I'm going to crank the engine with no fuel on, so it shouldn't start. Fingers crossed it cranks. I want to crank it for hopefully long enough so that just starts to read something, so we know it's got oil pressure. And then we'll add some fuel and see if it starts.
See if we can't kill ourselves.
We have got some extinguishers. If it does try and run away for whatever reason, who knows? The Jack will just fire that straight in the supercharger.
I'll just throw the bottle in there.
Yeah, that's it. Don't take the lid off.
No.
Right, I'm going to get in and give it a go.
Go on then. Yeah. 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 That little clock thing never moved a muscle. Yeah. Yeah, that's moved. All right. Go on then. It's all right. Taya just had to hold onto her skirt when that started.
That was like little Marilyn Monroe.
That was a woof.
So that was running on.
That wins.
That was running on what fuel was already in the injector pump.
Yeah.
So now what we need to do is close the rads down and have a little look in the fuel tank. Put some fuel in it.
Put some water in it.
Might put some new fuel filters on it because they don't look mint. But that's a really positive sign. And we'll not be driving it in a minute. Oh, we've got to put the coils in, which
I've got to put the coils in.
could be interesting.
My vote's a quick cup of tea.
Let's put the rads down.
Do you not want to put that in before you put the rads down?
What in?
I don't know, the thing that's meant to drop in this.
No, not yet. Because I want to. We'll reconvene. Try to use the brake to not ride the motor. Steady. Oh, steady. What a pigging thing to put in.
Look at him with his straw hat on.
It just look a bit dumb, doesn't
very la-di-da. Get some of this on film because he's actually doing physical activity. Oh, good work.
That is.
Now,
You feel how heavy that is?
that's where it hit his wallet.
That's where it hit your ego.
Hit my ego.
That's where it hit you.
Way, give me your Leatherman, you.
I'll do this, you can push
I'll tell you what, go on then, you crack on.
Well, I've done everything so far.
You have, you're not wrong. I'm going to sit here and eat these Pringles.
Yeah, try not to smell.
Watch you struggle.
That is ridiculously heavy though, isn't it?
No, not really, it's weak.
Alright then.
No.
No, you tip it in, you're the strong one.
You said you wanted to do
Come
it.
on, muscles.
I'm alright.
Oh, I'm stronger than you.
But you've got mong strength. Oh, that's...
Tell you what, out of this job.
That went in. They couldn't make these things pour any better than that, could they?
And what you're meant to do is hold it upside down so it goes all over your hand.
Oh, right, yeah. Some really quality fuel again, this is.
Yeah.
Very black for white diesel, this is.
Oh. Keep going. Oh yeah, that'll do, turn her off. Yeah. Let me do that back up and then you can probably go for a start. Yeah.
That was quite sick.
Yeah, I know where it's from. Might be a bit of a toughie, but it can do. Should be able to. Just explain to the people what we're doing. Right, so because we're very well organised, we're doing this in the dark. We're trying to put the quill shafts back in. We've just had the gearbox going and not leaking, so we're going to try and line this hole up. Obviously the old girl loves being shoved, so we're hoping we can get a couple of inches out of her. Go on. He does not want to go. Go on. Boom out! Go on, bit more. That'll do there. Can you hold it there?
So that's that quill shaft in. All we did was just push it in a little bit. The brass cap, then put that on. Knock the star wheel around, and now just put the locking screw in. And all we've got to do is the other side, and then we'll find out if it's going to drive. Right, so we're now going to use the Foden to pull it because that tooth sprocket is just in the way of getting the quill in this side. The Mapro didn't quite have the power, so let's see if the Foden does.
Go on, a little bit more. Oh, too far. Go on, go again. Yes. working. Oh, it sounds like a steam train. Oh, yeah. Yeah, in a straight line, the old Foden's boss of it.
Pulling uphill as well, which helps. We're going to do the same as last time.
Yeah.
I think you get up there and you...
Yeah, I think. I'm pretty sure it was straight down, just I didn't see...
I don't know, it's alright, I'll...
You'll work that out, will you?
I can work that out. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in.
Wait there.
Just think,
Long way off.
10:30, we're not doing bad.
Right.
Will it be driving by 11?
Keep banging it.
That went.
Yeah, that's it.
We're getting a bit too good at this. Right, so we've connected the quill shafts and now we're going to try and see if it drives under its own steam for the first time.
Maybe just put that line. Oh, there.
That's perfect there.
Yeah. Well, that is driving.
Well, we hope that you've liked watching us struggle like mad on this Chieftain tonight. And this video will be continued. There is further problems with the gearbox, but that will be shown in the next video. And anyway, hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and we will see you at Operation Market Harborough this weekend.